First time in 7 years they've been 10 games under 500. Wow.
That's heavy, man.
They take the day off. And we got to pick up the pieces and figure out where this team's going, Goo.
Well, good morning, man. I'd like for you to open your hand, and when you do, during the break, I'm going to come over there and slap about a 30-piece on you, $20 bill and a 10, because I owe you. This team does not look like it's, constructed to win 30 games. And, I don't want to blame somebody, but the chef is Buster Posey, and we kind of talked about him all day, and we still can. But, Stoney, I just look at the move, and you kind of hit me yesterday. I didn't let you know you did. I kind of was scuffling with Hauser and Malley. But Malley's ERA is all the way up to 6.43, Stoney. I mean, it hadn't been lower than 4.30 all season long. And, I mean, that's just one part of it, right? He's in your rotation. Webb is, he's dealing with what he's dealing with. And when he was healthy, he didn't look like Webb. And Will Brennan is all of a sudden leading off a baseball game for this team, Stoney. And I'm just like, I'll ask you, I mean, that's heavy. You said the first time in 7 years they've been this many games under 500. What do you do? Where do you start and when? Or has it already, have you checked those boxes in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, to me, it now becomes a question of if you're Buster Posey, how much longer do you let this go?
Wow.
How much faith do you have in the guys on the roster? You're 50 games in exactly, which is about a third of the way through the season. Not quite. Is it time is it time right now to start thinking of stuff, or do you give it another couple weeks and hopefully they can stabilize a little and then play another few weeks and see where they're at before the trade deadline? But I think the reality of the situation is if they don't start playing better sooner rather than later, I don't know, Giants fans, what do you do if you're Buster Posey? Who's fair game on this roster? Who are the players you want to keep? Who are the players that you think about moving?
Stoney, what's your goal? What should Buster's goal be right now? Because you got a lot of money invested in Chapman. Once I go there, and I'm not, you didn't ask me, but I'll share it with you all. Buster Johnson, Stoney, I'm giving this thing 30 more days. I'm going to give it 30 more days. And if we don't show any fight or life, my question I'm just telling you, as much as I'm in love or thought I was in love with, anybody can be had. Once I go there, it's Sanford and Son. You could say, I'm trying to get, do you look at anybody outside of Eldridge, and obviously Webb's not going anywhere, Stoney, that you would say, oh, you're off limits? Because it looks like we keep talking about it with the Warriors. There needs to be a teardown.
I mean,
I didn't like that thought. You guys kept talking about it, but I'm like, stop it.
Well, I guess my question would be, we look at the Golden State Warriors, and when we think about, the possibilities of the moves they can make, it seems obvious that there's one guy who's untouchable, and that's Steph Curry. Steph Curry's not going anywhere right now. We know that. And then I was just thinking about the Giants, and I was thinking, do they have a player on this team that if they were traded, or I should say if he were traded, it would infuriate the fan base?
Logan Webb's that guy, though, I believe. Go ahead.
I don't think I don't think the Giants actually have a player that the fan base would go nuts about if they traded him. And, we can throw some names out here. But
that's a problem in itself.
Exactly.
Offensive player at that.
Exactly.
Wow.
I mean, my point is this. I don't think Logan Webb will go anywhere. I don't think he'll be traded. He's their most reliable starter and has been for years. But my question is, and my feeling is, and tell me if I'm wrong, that if the Giants did make a move for Logan Webb, I just don't think fans would be up in arms if they had to move Logan Webb.
I think he's a fan favorite.
Yeah, but I also think Giants fans would have to understand. The question I asked to myself is, all right, you're Buster Posey. Who do you want to keep if there's anybody you want to keep, and is there anybody you have to keep? And You know, the funny thing is if I made a list of players that, like, I'd want to trade the least of all the players on the team.
I'm interested to hear this. Well, I don't know who you got at the top.
And I don't know if I can explain this or not, but the two guys that I kind of feel like I'd rather not move are Devers and Adames, believe it or not.
Okay, those were my two.
But,
all right.
But you know, a guy like Bryce Eldridge, I don't know. I mean, you say, Steiny, why would you not trade Rafael Devers? It's because he's the best player on their team. And he's got the best resume. He's got the best track record. He's starting to hit a little bit now. Like, he is your best offensive player. And
so why hasn't the trade worked team-wise when you brought him over? Like, where do you, like, I'm just asking. I don't have the answer.
I don't think one guy can do it for you in baseball, you know, unless he's Shohei Ohtani and he can do, you know, two things at once. But, you know, Rafi Devers, I think, could have hit 38, 40 home runs by now for the Giants, but I don't know how discernibly better they'd be.
Go ahead.
No, that's it.
The morning show, I love their polls, but Stoney, I just think this is a phenomenal one, and I just want your answer real quick. Who should be on the hottest seat in regard to in the Bay Area in regard to management? Buster Posey, Lynch, or Mike Dunleavy?
I think it's Dunleavy because Buster Posey, the reality is he's only been here a year and a half. And Dunleavy is entering his fourth year.
But you said his thing, when does, he's new kind of fade? And we start giving him a real grade.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of Giants fans have already, you know, been underwhelmed, or at least like the moves he's made.
Yes.
The moves he's made obviously can be questioned, but I look at it, when you say hot seat, I say, you know, kind of closest to get fired.
Yeah, all right, I got you.
And to me, it's Mike Dunleavy. Like Buster Posey.
Yeah. Gerald ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, the one thing I can't stop thinking about is, you know, Buster Posey is part of the ownership group. And I got to believe that the people above Buster Posey,
I got you.
What are they going to do? Like, who are they going to turn to if they don't turn to Buster Posey? I don't get the sense that they've got, you know, a lot of, let's say, experience around Major League Baseball in terms of knowing who the great minds are and things like that. I just, you know, they got to, if you hire Buster Posey, like, this is one of the problems. If you hire Buster Posey and you hire Tony Vitello, is it fair to get off them in 2 years when you know that they were going to have growing pains? I mean, you can't, to my way of thinking, you can't hire Posey and Vitello and then not give them rope because you're not getting ready-made executives and ready-made managers. So you had to at least envision what you were going to do when the bumps in the road came, when you had a president and a manager that haven't dealt with this kind of stuff.
Well, I hear what you're saying. There's, they got 112 games left. So does that rope apply to the Malleys and the Hausers of the world that you brought in to arise? Are you going to give them that same rope, I'm asking? I know it's a different position. I'm talking about players, but you know, there are a lot of people that could walk in and say, hey, everybody relax. We're 20-30. It's ugly, but there's a long way to go. And we still believe in some of these players to turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, what's the goal, though? You asked me what the goal is. I don't know what the goal is.
I thought third wild card, get in the playoffs.
Well, I think that's slipping away every day.